everyone. So some of our students graduated and we're supposed to do a send forth party for them and also do a convocation for them too. So I was contacted to come direct a drama that will be presented that day. So being into Nollywood before joining nursing school, my lecturers already knew that I had an idea because they watched some of my movies. So when they contacted me, I came to where they were doing the meeting. They told me some of the points they had, like they had reason for sending female genders to school, and economy, like stuff like headlines like that. So they were like, okay, Linda, what do you think about this? What kind of story do you think they can be brought out from these particular topics? So I told them ideas of what I have, and okay, they were like, okay, they're waiting for someone to come, like a director of the school, to come hear what I said. So when the director came, they told the director what they have, like topics of what they have. So the director said almost the same thing I said, and they were like, okay, that's fantastic, that's nice. And they were like, okay, Linda, you have the same idea with the director. Okay, what you will do now is to go get us like a script that will be a guide for us towards this drama thing. So I told them, okay, they have a friend, like in Nollywood, how they do it, they have different departments. Like I was a supervisor when I was there. So I have other people that do write scripts. I can actually contact them. So I told them about that. They said, okay, I can go get stories. So that was how I contacted my friend Nina Wojiji, and she did the script writing, and some other people wrote the scripts too. But at the end of the day, they selected Nina's own. So this video is a shout out for Nina Wojiji. She really did a fantastic job. So we started practicing. So I actually did the casting though. I love the casting. This is my friend. I casted her, and she's playing the matron. So this is us in the lab. We're using the lab to practice. So we were practicing here, and she was just visiting herself video. So as a director, you have to tell them this is what you want and all of that. And I keep explaining, I keep telling them that this is how it's being done and all of that and that and that. So this is me explaining. I keep explaining, I keep telling them this is how it is, because they are students and they don't know anything about acting. So you actually need to explain to them. You really need to tell them that this is how it's being done and all of that. So they needed someone to guide them and tell them how acting is being done. So I feel I did a fantastic job, because at the end of the day, they were getting it. When you don't know nothing about acting and you feel that what you see in the movie is how it's being done, without knowing that the director do all the other groundworks in order to put you into characters and all of that. So I keep explaining myself. I keep telling them stuff. At a point, I even used to tell them stories of that, like reality stories, in order to draw their attention, in order to put them in the mood of what I wanted. You get? So this is me explaining, like it's all of an explanation.
How do I carry the baby, like all of it? Do you understand? Enjoy. Do you understand? So let's give the emotions to be serious, like act it as if it's real. You get? And people that came late, please stop changing lines. Like say serious something. Like that I said, when I knew there's one woman that came late that the metro was asking her, why are you here? She said the bike broke down. That she was coming with bike broke down and the metro was like, okay, so had it been you came out early, you would have changed to another bike, but you came late. For that, you're going to nursing service to go and do punishment. So look for a tangible reason to say that this is why I came late. Do you understand? Like you said, your in-law disturbed you. It's not a reason. Look for something that the audience will laugh. Like, see this one. So what kept you late because of, maybe you can say I'm purging, or my baby was purging last night. Do you understand? Or I went to drop my baby at school and I had issue with the caretaker. Something like that. We can say, and they packed us out of the house because my mother wasn't able to pay her rent. And we're busy packing our loads. That's like, do you understand? Look for something that will make people laugh. Do you get?
Let's go.
Linda, to tomorrow.
No, let's do one more now.
Veronica.
Let's do one more so you can see.
So this is the first thing we did that day. I casted someone to play a pregnant woman that going to see the doctor in the hospital. At the end of the day, was a nurse he met, and the nurses were nonchalant towards the woman. So, but she didn't actually get what I wanted. So I played to show how it's being done. At the end of the day, the lecturers were like, "No, you can play it, Linda. You did well." So I replaced her. I was now playing the pregnant woman. So this is a nurse, that did not give the woman attention. So the matron cautioning them, telling them that this is not how it is, telling them their jobs. So the second thing was all about self-medication. So a man came into the hospital, and he was actually complaining of how he's been having malaria and he's been taking herbal medicine, stuff like that, without knowing he's treating the wrong what's it called, disease, or wrong disease actually. So nurses were asking him, how did you know it was malaria? And he keeps saying he has been going to chemist to miss drugs and all of that. And at the end of the day, he took him to the doctor, took him to lab, and it was not even malaria that is wrong with him. He was treating the wrong thing, and which was doing damage to his system. So the second story was about self-medication. And you see the nurses telling him to stop doing self-medicating himself. Whenever he's sick, he can come to the hospital to check what is wrong with him so that he can take a proper treatment and all of that. So that's the second story. So you see the third story was supposed to be okay, let me go with the first story because this is a fourth story. The first story was supposed to be some nurses that came to work very late. Like imagine when you have a shift that you did morning shift, or maybe you did night shift actually, and you were supposed to go home around 7. You see nurse coming around 12 or around 9. That's supposed to come and take over so you can go home to be with your children or be with your family, and you've not even had a rest yet. So see them coming very late, and the matron was really angry with them because it's 10 o'clock already, or 12 actually, and they were coming very late. So what would you rather have somebody that did night to stay to wait for you? Like imagine the person that did night left with anger because she was done with her job, and you were coming late, and maybe the hospital is left with nobody. So who will not take care of the patient? So coming to late and punctuality was really is a really bad omen towards this particular career. So we did a story to bring out what punctuality is all about in the nursing profession. So that was the aim of us doing this punctuality thing, and also to pass message to the graduating student. Okay, this is okay, we keep repeating, like this is first thing again. We keep repeating what we did like over and over again so that we can master it, master our lines, know our actions, so that we won't be confused that very day. So this is just the first thing that we did before a woman that is pregnant that came to the hospital, and the nurses were nonchalant and all of that. So Do you guys you know how acting is now? Like acting is like you keep practicing, you keep doing. Like if it's to read script, you read it like more than 10 times for you to know the lines like the back of your hand, so that when they say action, you cannot start doing what is not there. So you already know your lines, and what you would do is just to straight like go straight to your acting and bring out the character in it. So this is just always practicing and practicing. I'm like we keep doing it over and over again. Like while it was a different day though. So if we come, we'll do the same, do it, so that we can master it, so that we can know exactly how it is, so that we won't miss anything. So you see our lecturer standing over there watching us, seeing what we're doing in order to be sure we're not misinterpreting what we're told. Because at this point, we already know our lines, we've mastered our lines, we've learned everything in the script. We're now practicalizing it, like more of practicals, you get. So, and that is how acting is. So when you do it and do it over and over again, you master. So at the point I changed some of the characters too, because some of them were not serious. The other people you will correct and if you don't get what you're saying, the only option was to change them and bring in a new person to play it. Do you get? So I did more of changing some persons to towards what I was doing, because I don't want a way that I'll keep telling you this is what you do and you keep doing a different thing. So I switched some I said some can play the self medication, while some can play the economy. Okay, I didn't actually take the third scene. The third scene was all about Nigeria economy. Like there's this man that he's not really buoyant enough. Do you get, like, has 3 wives, and you know how the economy is really bad on some people, so he's afraid of going to the hospital. So the wife got sick, and this is the third scene actually. The wife got sick and the wife was vomiting excessively, because the wife was pregnant actually. He was vomiting excessively, but what did the husband, instead of to take the wife to the hospital, the man now stayed at home and started giving this woman herbal medicine, and started giving her some medicine that, like, it's natural for a woman that is pregnant to vomit, but it's not natural for a pregnant woman to vomit excessively. It can lead to some complications. So when the sister came to visit, he saw the wife vomiting excessively. Was like, no, this is not ordinary. So it took the wife to the hospital, and she was actually saying she don't want to go to the hospital. At the end of the day, the sister dragged her to the hospital, and they called the husband like, we need you in this hospital. The husband was like, really? Who took my wife to the hospital? Stuff like that. He was afraid of hospital bill. So coming to the hospital, they were like, why did you keep your wife at home upon she was vomiting excessively? The husband was like, it's normal for a pregnant woman to vomit. No, the nurses was like, no, that is not how it is. It can lead to some complication considering her condition and all of that. Advised her, took the wife to lab, and after some tests they keep advising the husband to, like, don't do this whenever your wife is pregnant, or whenever you see any sign of sickness, you should please come to the hospital. That the hospital is not exactly like costly like the way you thought it is. There's some medication that can even be given free of charge. So you get, so he didn't know that is how it is, because staying back at home, he was thinking that going to the hospital might cost him a lot of money. So they gave him advice, tell him how it is being done. So we keep practicing, like it was more of practicals. Like we did this particular drama more than I can say more than 10 times, and even 12 times, because we did practical, like every day we practice like 3 times. It's like the same thing, we do it more than 3 times every day before the occasion, so that we can master. Then we have some of our lecturers come to correct us, come to give us some medical terms we can use. you get, we see them come to create some of the movement and all. And at the end of the day, it was really really giving, because we tried, I actually tried. Do you understand? So we keep doing. This is the last thing again that we did before the events. We keep practicing. We even have some of our students come to see us. So this is me feeling myself like I was exhausted, I was tired. I just have to show myself, to also show my students practicing. So it was just more of practice, and I thank God it came out nice. I thank God the whole drama thing came out nice, because at the end of the day, we have the director called me, was like, Linda, you did well. That was a fantastic thing you did out there. He really appreciated it, and I was happy he did. Yeah, I was happy he actually acknowledged our hard work, and he commended. He said I did well. Yeah, because it's not easy to gather some people that don't know anything about something, and they did well. So this is the day. Yeah. So I have my friend always introducing the scene. This is this event day. This is ours. Doing our thing that very day. Because because I was in the first scene, I was behind the camera though. So this is my nurses really seated, waiting for us to come in, and that is me. So that is me coming from behind, screaming, heavily pregnant, and I was screaming for help. See my student laughing, like the whole hall was on fire. People were laughing at me. I was screaming on top of my voices. I was heavily pregnant, and that's my two sisters that helped me in. And this event, like, see my lecturer, see everybody seated watching. It was funny though, but it was not really funny. That's my husband telling them, begging them to come help me. They did not even look at me. I almost fainted. That's the matron came out, screamed at them, and took me to the labor room. Yeah. And my husband raining insult on them, telling them if anything happened to me, they wouldn't like his actions. So that's me in the labor room, and my sister pacing around, my husband pacing. Yeah, I love the way he was pacing though. You see them pacing. Then one of the nurses came out to call the rest to please come help us. We cannot do this alone. They were like, I'm coming. And they didn't even stand up. They were really, really nonchalant towards their job. So the nurses ran back to the labor room, and I think I've given birth at this point. Yeah, I came out and the baby was dead. Like, it was really, really, really bad one. Cried my eyes out, and you see student laughing. It was not a laughing matter. Cried. They now started apologizing. At this point, they already knew that what they did was really bad, and they see the matron blaming them, telling them that what they did was really bad. It's really bad of them. Like, it was really, really bad. Like, if we're to be outside country, you were sacked already. Like, before you even say a word, you're gone. Because how can you be this nonchalant that to the point that you took a life? So you see the second scene.
I should show the morals. Nurses are great. Thank you, nurse. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
separated already. My husband too, my sisters were pissing like the same way they did. Like that's the graduating students that people were playing this scene for. The SUGs, that's the non-academic people. And they have given birth again the second time, and now the baby's alive. This time the baby is alive and everybody's happy. People were screaming, they were rejoicing. Like it was so chaos. Like everybody's happy. The matron explained like this is what teamwork can result into. See how everybody is happy. The woman gave birth peacefully. The baby is not dead at this time. And this is us introducing the second scene, the self-medication scene. Yeah, that's a village man that has a long stick. He used for chewing stick. He brought his brother to the hospital because he was self-medicating, and he has developed some complications that they don't know how to handle it. So they came to the hospital to seek for attention, to know what was really wrong. And you see the nurses were doing their thing, trying to check the blood pressure. Yeah, then you see some doing the documentation. They were asking the man some questions and the brother were answering. Check the blood, check the eye to the conjunctiva thing. Then you see the old man answering that he has been to chemist, he's been taking herbals, and he was sent to go to the lab to actually go check if it truly is malaria. And that's the file, the man's file. They handed over to the nurse and they sent him to go to the lab. Yeah, so when he went to the lab, we have a screen that nobody's seeing that we're using as doctor's room and all of that. So they sent him to go to the lab. That's him going to the lab with the nurse that took him to the lab, and as a doctor. So going to the lab, the doctor confirmed that he is not really having malaria. Then advised him not to take herbal medicine, to stop self-medicating, that whenever he's sick he can actually come to the hospital. And that said, like, it was the ceremony did though, but not the swelling in the eye, because we had 2 occasions. So this is we playing it, like the whole drama thing. See everybody looking at us like it was something else though. But the only thing I didn't like was the crowd was too much, and you see a lot of people making noise. It didn't actually allow us to pass the message we actually wanted to pass to. But it was really interesting. So you see the man complaining that true he's not going to continue with herbal medication again. And that's me. I collected the microphone. I wanted to take it to the people behind the camera, because the third scene, that's the third scene. You see this, the woman that was afraid of hospital and the sister that dragged her to the hospital because the husband was afraid of hospital bills and all of that. Like the way we did it in the practical days. Yeah. So this is it live, like the the economy one, and that's nurses. Yeah, I don't know why that nurse was laughing actually though, or like if we were to be camera, why are you smiling? Like, weren't you supposed to be serious with your patients? So yeah, that's the nurses asking the woman, and she was answering, and at the point it was like, give me the husband's phone number, and the woman was dragging, like he didn't want to give out the husband's phone number. And actually the nurse collected the phone by force to call the husband. And when they called the husband were like, I'm not coming to the hospital, stuff like that. And at the end of the day, he came to the hospital afraid. That's our hostel assistant matron. See students rejoicing. They were happy. They were enjoying our stories. Yeah. the husband came to the hospital, and they started asking him, like, our practical days, why did you keep your wife back in the home? Why don't you bring her to the hospital for checkups? Your wife is vomiting excessively. Why? Do you understand, like, some questions? And at the end of the day, he said why he kept the wife back, because he was afraid of hospital bill. He didn't want to spend money. He has three wives, sorry. And see him pissing, they started advising him that hospitals are cheap, that some hospitals you don't even have to pay money, that stuff like that. And that is not, you even wanted to cry. This my actor is funny. He wanted to cry, like, please, you people should not, it doesn't like, you people should not charge me, oh please, oh, I don't know how I get here. And that's also, so that's the doctor there trying to advise the husband that some medicines are not even costly. Like, he gave him example, like the some pregnancy drugs are very cheap, as far as 500 naira, and he wanted to even admit the woman. The husband was like, no, let's go home. He didn't allow the doctor to say word. At the point, the doctor was like, no problems, come, I can assist you. Then gave him some free medication, gave him some medicines that are cheap too. So the man appreciated the doctor, and he was happy that it's not what he thought and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, they wrote some drugs he can also get cheap, and that's how they left the hospital. And you see the student clapping, they were happy. And this is the fourth scene. Some of the nurses that came too late, they came to work very late at work, like our practical days now. So the matron separated them out from other punctual students, other punctual nurses, and cautioned them. He was like, why are you coming late? They gave flimsy excuses. He told them that's how Florence Nightingale did, that she was very punctual to work, that Florence is a good woman and you should learn from her. You shouldn't come to work late. You should be punctual to work. Like, a lot of advices he gave them. And after advising them, he told them they are going to serve punishments. For 1 month, they are going to be working morning, afternoon, night duty. He made sure that they received a big punishment for coming late, and it's no good in the profession. And they started introducing this scene, although the girls begged and begged, and the matron said no, that they cannot go unpunished, that if you didn't punish them, others would not learn from this. So it was sending message to the graduates, like, this is it, though, you people shouldn't go late to work. And at the end of the day, the matron and one of the actors introduced the scene. So she was saying it in English, and the boy was interpreting it in Hausa. So the past message, they said from the first scene, though, the message of teamwork, working together, that this is what it leads to, not the child dying. Then they now went to the second scene, said about self-medication, how if you do self-medicating, what it will lead to in your life, stuff like that. Then they went to the third scene and explained a lot of things and gave this to the graduates advices. And this is the big day. Gung, 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 gung. So these graduates, like, they lined up, this is swelling day. So these are our midwives. They came in with their coordinator. Yes, that's the fine girls. So that's the midwife. That's our teachers. That's Roja. Yeah, that's him. That's our examiner. That's Baba Mohammed. That's lecturer Selim. That's them. That's our daddy. That's our coordinator. Then that's Dr. Yes, that's them. Doctor. Yes, that's our coordinator nursing. That's him with the nurses lined up. Yeah. So that very day we had one dignitary that's the government Sokoto State came in with his officials, was greeting. He was greeting the students. That's him. So that's that very day we needed to add to the audience. Like we had fresh people that we invited that very day. So we needed to do the drama that very day. So this is the first scene. Though there was no time to actually do the whole thing. So we started with the first scene, the pregnant woman. Like, how did you do that day? So but they didn't give us enough time. But thank God we did something there. So we entertained them. That's the first scene. The pregnant woman came in, screaming with public voices, a seal of it wasn't ordinary, like seriously. So that second scene was self-medicating woman. Yeah, that's the MC. The MC was really like he did us shaky shake. He didn't allow us to do our thing. Thanks.